Okay. So today we have to discuss that fifth problem. First, all of you read that problem. Fifth problem. Okay. Okay. Have you seen the problem? Consider the situation shown in the figure. The system is released from rest. The block A travels a distance 5 meter. The block A travels a distance 5 meter downwards. The block A travels a distance 5 meter in downward direction. Take G is equal to 10 meter per second square. Find the work done by tension on the block B. Okay, have you seen the problem? Now, all of you look at the board. You see, here there are two pulleys. String is passed over the light frictionless pulleys like this, and the block A is connected here and block B is connected to this pulley. Okay, mass of the block A, that is say M1, which is equal to 10 kg, or MA say, and mass of the block B is MB, which is equal to 5 kg given. Here, whenever the system is released, then the block A comes down through a distance 5 meter. Actually, the block A displaces through a distance 5 meter. If it is not mentioned downwards, is it moved downwards or upwards? How we can know? How you can say? Okay, so here you see, first of all, suppose the tension of the string here is say TA. Tension of the string here is TA. As it is totally the same string, then tension here and here both are same. Tension is always acting away from the block. Okay, so here suppose if you consider the tension here, it is the same string, that's why tension here is also same. When you consider the tension acting at the pulley, that is away from the pulley means in this direction. Here it is also the same string, that's why tension is away from the pulley like this. That means this pulley is pulled upwards with a force equal total force or total tension equal to 2Ta. No? With the 2Ta force, whenever the pulley is pulled upwards, at the same time, the string here pulls the pulley in downwards direction with a tension equal to TB say. Okay, the same tension when you consider the block here, the same tension acts away from the block means TB in this direction. But pulley is massless. Pulley is massless. Okay, here 2Ta force in upward direction acts on the pulley and TB downwards. That's why TB is equal to 2Ta, because here on the pulley, here you see what is the, if the block A comes down here, obviously block B rises up. No, how we can say, suppose if the block A displaces downwards through a distance 5 meter, if it is not given, the block displaces 5 meter. In that case, how we can say in which direction the block displaces? How we can know? Suppose here, you see, suppose the blocks are under equilibrium initially. Just you imagine, blocks are under equilibrium initially. Then here 10G force acts downwards direction. Whenever under equilibrium, TA is equal to 10G, no? TA is equal to 10G, because the weight of this block 10 into Z or MA into Z, of course 10 into Z. 10 into G acts downwards and tension in upward direction. Suppose the block is under equilibrium, then TA is equal to 10G. Here, as in this case, for this pulley, for this pulley, you see 2TA. Of course, this is greater or this is greater, we doesn't know. Okay, that's why you take, suppose you take 2TA acts on the pulley upwards is greater than TB. Okay, then or TB greater than 2TA. Then TB minus 2TA is the net force acts on the pulley here. This is the first pulley, it is the second pulley. Okay, that's why TB minus 2TA is equal to mass of the first pulley into acceleration of the first pulley. But light pulleys, these are light pulleys. Light pulleys means mass is negligible. Light pulley. Light pulley means mass is negligible. That's why whenever m is equal to 0, 0 into A1, that is equal to 0. Therefore, TB is equal to 2T. That means the force due to tension acts on the pulley upwards, balanced by the force due to the tension due to string acts on the pulley downwards. Okay. Now here already I said TA is equal to 10Z. Now you substitute here 10Z means 20Z. So 20Z, TB is equal to 20Z. 20Z acts in upward direction, and here mass of the block is 5. 5Z acts in downwards direction. 20Z acts in upward direction, and 5Z acts in downwards direction. Definitely this block will rise now. So this block will rise and this block will come down clearly. Because the tension here acts on the block B is greater than the weight. That's why this will go upwards. Okay. So here displacement of block B is say SB at the instant whenever displacement of the block A is equal to 5 meter. So in this way, we know if it is moving upwards, definitely it should come down. That's why this block A comes down and this block B rises up. Okay. Are you followed this one? In which direction the block will move? TB is equal to, here you see, already I said here now, on the pulley, TB acts downwards and 2TA acts upwards. Suppose TB greater than 2TA. TB minus 2TA is the net force acts on the pulley. That is equal to mass of the pulley M1 into acceleration A1. Okay, here these are light pulleys. These two are light pulleys. That's why mass is negligible. That's why you neglect this one. 0 into A1, 0. That's why TB minus 2TA is equal to 0. Or TB is equal to 2TA, we can write now. TB is equal to 2TA, we can write now. Okay. So this is the relation between tensions acts on the tension TA and TB. This is equation 1. Okay. Now, whenever here you see, whenever the block comes down through a distance SA, what is the displacement of the block B? We have to find. So to find the displacement relation between the displacement of block A and block B, we should write constraint relation. Constraint relation. So constraint relation is, you see, TA tension acts in upward direction, displacement of the block is in downwards direction. Then what is the work done by tension on the block here? Tension upwards and displacement downwards. That's why work done by tension on the block. Actually, work here, the force due to tension acts on the blocks in the system. They are the internal forces. The net work done by internal forces on the system is 0. No. Here, Amitesh, sometimes even the mass of the block A is greater. The block B comes down and block A rises. That depends on the, here, suppose the same mass is suspended here and the 5 kg mass is here. Same mass is suspended here and 10 kg is here and 5 kg is here. Sometimes this will comes down and this will rise, even mass is more. That depends on the constraint relation. That depends on the tensions, how the blocks are connected. Based on that, okay, suppose if only one string is there, so that here mass is more and here mass is less. In such case, okay, definitely the block having more mass comes down. But here it is not like that. Okay, here there are two pulleys. In this case, we have to check like that. Okay, right. Now constraint relations we have to write. Here, what is the work? Here net work done by tensions on the two blocks is equal to 0. Because in the system there are two blocks. Tension is the internal force acts on one more. Tension is the internal force that acts on the blocks in a system. The net work done by all the tensions is equal to 0. The net work done by all the tensions is equal to 0. Already previously I said there is no power consumption due to the tension. There is no power consumption due to tension. If due to one tension, if the work is done, positive work is done. Due to the another tension, definitely negative work is done. When you add them, the net work done becomes 0. That's why here as the block comes down, then tension is in upward direction. The work done by tension is equal to negative, no? Because TA and TA, SA, cos. The work done by tension is equal to Fs cos theta. F means TA, SA, displacement SA into cos. TA and SA, angle between them is 180. Cos 180 minus 1. Of course, as both are in opposite direction, directly we can write work done is negative. So minus tension TA into displacement SA. Here, work done on this block by the tension. Here, because these are moving now, work done on the block by the tension. TB in this direction and SB also in the same direction. That's why work done is positive, plus TB into SB is equal to net work done by tension. Net work done by tension on the system, that is equal to 0. Therefore, TA SA is equal to TB SB. We can write now. Here, relation between TB and TA already we got. That's why TA into SA is equal to TB means we can write 2TA. 2TA into SB. Sorry, TB means 2TA into SB. Okay, here TA cancel. Therefore, SA is equal to 2SB. We can write now. SA is equal to 2SB. We can write. Or in other words, here this is 2 times tension A, no? 2 times TA. That's why the motion of this block is controlled by 2 times tension. And moreover, block is displaced in the same direction as the tension TB. That's why 2 into SB is equal to, here motion of the block is controlled by only 1 time tension, but motion is opposite to tension. That's why minus 1 into SA, that is equal to 0. Or SA is equal to 2SB, we can write. This is the constraint relation. This is the constraint relation. Okay. Therefore, from this, we are given already SA. Therefore, SA is equal to 5, equal to 2 into SB. Then displacement of the block SB is equal to 2.5 meter. No? Now the displacement of the block is known. Okay. Here we have to find in the problem, in this problem 5th, we have to find the work done by tension on the block B. We have to calculate. Work done by tension B on the block means already we got the displacement. If you know the tension TB, then we can calculate. How we can find the tension TB? Already the relation between these two is this one. Okay, from 2. When you differentiate this once, then velocity dSA by dt is equal to dSA by dt. You differentiate this equation on both sides with time. dSA by dt is equal to 2 into dSB by dt. dSA by dt means velocity of block A is equal to 2 into dSB by dt means velocity of block B. Again, you differentiate them. Then acceleration of block A is equal to 2 into acceleration of block B. No, dVA by dt is equal to 2 into dVB by dt. dVA by dt means acceleration of block A. Here it is acceleration of block B. This is also one more constant relation in terms of acceleration. It is the constant relation in terms of velocity. It is the constant relation in terms of acceleration. Here, when you know acceleration, then only we can find this tension. Okay, now you see on this block, initially for block A, initially the block A is at rest. So initial velocity is equal to 0. Okay, acceleration is equal to A is equal to AA. And displacement of the block is equal to SA, which is equal to 5 meter given. Okay. Next, what is the UAS? Now we have to find the tension here. That means when you know the acceleration, we find the tension. You see for block A, as the block comes down, weight MAZ acts on the block downwards and the tension upwards. Even then, as the block comes down, then MAZ minus tension TA is equal to mass of the block A into acceleration of the block A. We can write. Okay. Next, for this, for block B, this is equation 4. For block B, weight MBZ acts downwards direction and tension TB acts in upward direction. Even then, as the block move upwards, then tension TB greater. So TB minus MBZ is the net force acts on this block. That is equal to mass of the block into acceleration of the block B, AB. Okay. Now you divide these two. From 4 and 5. 4 by 5, you write. MAZ means 10, sorry, MA, okay, 10. 10Z, 10 into 10 minus TA, we had to find, by TB. TB is equal to 2TA, we got, no? Already 2TA we got. Minus MB. MB is 5 Ks. So 5 into Z, that means 50, is equal to, divide these two. MA means 10 AA by MB means 5 AB. This is equal to 2 into AA by, you see, AA is equal to 2AB, no? AA is equal to 2AB by AB. So AB cancel. Therefore, here it is 100 minus TA by 2TA minus 50 is equal to 4. Now we do cross multiplication. 100 minus TA is equal to, when you do cross multiplication, 4 into 2TA minus 50. That means 8TA minus 100, no? Sorry, 200. Therefore, you bring this 200 to left and TA to right. Then 9TA is equal to 300, you will get. Or TA is equal to 100 by 3, no? 100 by 3. So 100 by 3, as we have substituted in SI system, you will get in Newton. So tension TA is equal to 100 by 3. Here they asked work done by tension on the block B, they asked. Work done by tension on the block B, they asked. So tension TB we had to find. Already in between tension A and tension T and TB, we have relation, no? Therefore, from 1, tension TB is equal to 2TA. That equal 2 into TA means 100 by 3. Therefore, tension TB is equal to 200 by 3 Newton. This is tension B. What is the displacement of the block B? Already we got. So tension acts in upward direction and the displacement of block is also in upward direction. Therefore, what is the work done by tension on the block B? Work done on B by tension is equal to tension TB into displacement SB. Tension TB and displacement SB both are in the same direction. That's why positive. Work done is equal to TB SB into cos 0. That means TB SB. TB means 200 by 3. SB means 2.5 meter. No, we got. Therefore, what is the value you will get? 500 by 3. 500 by 3 means W is B is equal to, you divide them. 3 ones are 3, 20. 3 6 are 18. Okay. 2 remainder, 20 again. 3 6 are 18. Okay, 2 remainder. So point 20. 6 6 something you'll get, 6 7 approximately. So this much joule. This is the work done by the tension on the block B. Work done by the tension on the block B. Okay. Right. Okay, here there is no answer. You modify this answer. You modify, just you change the in option. This answer is not there. You see, in option this answer is not there. Just you change them because there is key mistake. Here you see, option B is given. It is 116.67 given. It's not 116.67. It is 166.67. You note, 167.67 is the answer. Okay. Next. 167.67 is the answer. Okay, now equation 4 and 5 somebody else asked. Okay, you see, equation 4, here on the block, weight MAZ acts downwards and tension TA acts in upward direction. As the block, according to the problem, as the block comes down, that means definitely this force is greater than this one. So what is the net force acts on the block? MAZ minus TA, no? That MAZ minus TA is equal to, according to Newton's second law, net force is equal to mass into acceleration. Mass of this block A into acceleration AA. Next, for block B, here tension TB acts upwards and MBZ downwards. Even then, as the block move upwards, TB greater than MBZ. So net force acts on the block is equal to TB minus MBZ. That is equal to mass of the block B into acceleration of the block B. Okay. Right. Sigma, what is your doubt? Pungu, I will mute off you. You speak with me. Pingu or okay, Pingu. Right. I will unmute you. You speak with me.
Good morning, sir.
Pingu, you speak with me.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. Sir, we know that the tension at point.
Pingu, you speak with me.
Yes, sir. I'm speaking. Sir.
Hello.
Hello. Sir.
Pingu, you speak with me.
Yes, sir. I'm speaking. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Hello.
One minute.
Hello. 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 हाँ बुपुल सुखा चिड़ी हाँ yes
Hello.
yes sir.
One minute, Pingu. Some technical problem.
Okay, sir.
Hello. Hello, Pingu. Now
Yes, sir.
okay, okay, right. Okay, now
Sir.
what is your doubt?
Sir, we know that tension at point B will be two times of tension at point A.
Yeah.
Point A. So we know that sigma T dot x is equal to 0.
T dot. No. The total work done by the tension on the system is 0. Not only single block.
Yes, sir. But we can find what will be the tension at point point B. And block B.
Tension on block B is equal to, already we got this relation, no? TB is equal to TA.
Yes, sir. We got the relation. Yes, sir. Sir. Yes, sir. We can use that sigma T dot x is equal to 0.
Yeah, sigma T dot x means, okay, TB into SB.
180
Yes.
degrees, so there
Yeah.
will be
In
minus
general,
1 minus
sigma T into S or T into X, that is equal to 0. We can use
0. Yes,
T
yes,
dot
sir.
T dot S bar
Dot product we will do.
is equal to 0. Yeah, we can do. That is only I applied here. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. Here I applied this only because simple. So only two tensions are there. That's why directly I have written. Otherwise, we can write like this. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right. Now. Okay. Now welcome. Likit, what is your doubt? What is your doubt, Likit? You speak with me. Likit. Come on, Likit, you speak with me. Already muted off. Likit. Already you are muted off. You speak with me. As you said some word. Doubt is there, no? To you? Doubt in calculation. Where you are having doubts in calculation? Where you having doubts? No, actually you are not speaking, no. All of you are hearing my words? No, Likit, you are not speaking. Of course, you are speaking means maybe microphone fault may be there. Okay. Right. Your microphone, there is a fault in your microphone, I think. Likit, I will meet you again. Explained 4 by 5. Yeah. Here equation 4 means this one, no? MAZ minus TA. This equation by this equation. This equation means MA is equal to 10 case. 10 into Z 10. 10 into 10 minus TA by this part. 2 into this part 2B. TB minus MBZ. TB means already we got 2TA here. Okay, so 2TA minus MBZ means MB is equal to 5 into Z means 10. 5 into 10, 50. That is equal to MA AA by MB AB. Okay, MA means 10, 10 AA by 5 AB. So, but AA is equal to 2AB we got, no? That's why instead of AB, you see, here AB is equal to I have written, AA is equal to I have written 2AB by AB. Here 5 2s are. 2 into AA means 2AB by AB. AB cancel 4. Then I did cross multiplication. Then we got TA is equal to something. Okay. Okay, Likit. Right. Okay. Now, next problem. Okay, next problem. You see. Sixth problem. Find the work done by tension on the system. Find the work done by tension on the system. Block A plus block B. To find the, here already, this is the work done by tension on the block B, no? Work done by tension on the block B. Similarly, work done by tension on block A, we have to find. So that is the next problem. Sixth problem. Work done by tension on the block B. Now work done by tension on the block A, we have to find. Work done on A by the tension is equal to, you see, tension upwards and displacement downwards. That's why negative work is done, no? So minus TA into SA. Minus, because Fs cos theta, F is TA, S is SA, cos TA and SA. Angle between these two is 180, cos 180, minus 1. That's why minus TA into SA. What is TA? What is the tension TA? TA is equal to 100 by 3, we got, no? 100 by 3 into what is SA? SA is equal to 5 meter, no? So that is given already. So that is equal to minus 500 by 3. Minus 500 by 3 means, you see, previously work done by tension on block A is equal to 500 by 3. Positive work done. Here it is the positive work done. Work done by tension on the block A is negative work done, which is minus 500 by 3. No other blocks are there. Therefore, net work done by tension on the two blocks is equal to work done by tension on block A plus work done by tension on block B. Okay, therefore work done by tension on block A is minus 500 by 3 plus work done by tension on block B is equal to plus 500 by 3. So when you add them, you will get 0, no? Already I said previously. Work done by tension on the system Work done by tension on the all blocks in a system, that is equal to 0. Already I said. Okay. Next, find the net work done on the system, not by tension. Find the net work done by external forces on the system. That is the question they asked. Net work done by external forces on the system is only on the blocks gravitational force acts. Okay, only on the blocks gravitational forces acts. So what is the work done by gravitational force on the blocks? That is the question. So that is the next problem. So problem number 7. Work done on the system by gravity is equal to question mark. So net work done is equal to work done by gravity on the system is equal to work done by gravity on block A plus work done by gravity on block B, because they here whenever the gravity acts on them, the block comes down, here this block goes up, even gravity acts. That's why here we see gravitational force acts on the block is downwards, whereas the displacement of the block is upwards. That's why here negative work is done by the gravity. Here gravitational force acts on the block downwards and displacement of the block also downwards. Displacement of the block also downwards. That's why positive work done by the gravity. Okay. So positive work done by the gravity. Now you do work done by gravity on block A. Weight of the block MAG acts downwards direction into displacement of the block in downwards direction is SA. That's why positive work is done. Plus work done by gravity on the block B means the weight gravitational force or weight acts on the block downwards, whereas the displacement of the block is upwards. That's why negative work is done. So minus MBG into displacement SB. Now you substitute the data. MA means 10K, 10 into G10 into displacement SA means 5 minus MBG. MB means 5 into Z10 into displacement to 2.5 meter now. So this is equal to, here it is 500 minus here it is 125. Therefore, work done by gravity on the system is equal to 375 joule. Work done by gravity on the system here is equal to 375 joules. Yeah, 375. Very good. Pingu. So 375 joule is correct. Okay, next problem. Rocky, what is your doubt? Rocky, what is your doubt? Okay, Rocky,
Sir.
you speak.
Sir,
Ask me.
sir, seventh problem last, sir.
In seventh problem.
Sir, what's that mean, sir? Means
What? What is your doubt?
it is not understand.
What is the work done by gravity on the system? They asked. Work done by gravity means gravitational force. Gravitational force means weight. The earth attracts the body with certain force, no?
Yes, sir.
That is called weight. So that is called gravitational force also. What is the work done by gravity on the system? They asked.
Okay.
Okay. Work done by gravity on this block, work done by gravity on this block, work done by gravity on the pulley also we had concept. But mass of the pulley is negligible, no?
Yes, sir.
That's why gravitational force acts on this block is 0. That's why no work is done on the pulley, even it displaces upwards. Only on the two blocks, what is the work done by gravity? Here, because of gravity, the block comes down, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's why work done by gravity on this block is for gravitational force MAG into displacement SA. Because both are in the same direction, that's why positive work is done. Next, work done by gravity on this block. Okay, that is equal to MBG downwards and displacement upwards. That's why negative work is done. So minus MBG into gravitational force MBG into displacement SB. I substituted the data. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, Nan, welcome. Okay, next. You see the other problem, eighth problem. All of you see the eighth problem, matrix matching. This is a conceptual problem only. Orally we can discuss. Okay. Okay. Here, this type of problems are important in advance. This type of problems are important in advance. All of you stop your video sharing. All of you stop your video sharing. Amritesh Kumar, Ayan, all of you stop your video sharing. Okay. Now you see the problem. Eighth problem, match the column 1 and column 2. This type of problems used to, generally they ask in advance. Okay, match the column 1 and column 2 and the select the correct option for the codes given below. Okay, here in column 1, A, in uniform circular motion, work done by net force is how much? You see, problem number 8, in column 1, A point. Here, when the body travel along the circular path with uniform speed, the body travel with uniform speed. Okay, I will explain one by one. Just all of you look at the board. I stop the screen sharing. I will explain everything. Okay. So here you see, in a uniform circular motion, work done by net force is dash. Here you see, a body travel along the circular path. Here, suppose the velocity of the body say v, or speed of the body say v, then centripetal force Fc or Fn acts on the body towards the center, no? But the velocity of the body is along tangential direction. This is always perpendicular. Okay, but here the body travel with uniform velocity. The body travel with uniform speed along the circular path. As the body travel with uniform speed, or in the problem it is given that the body has uniform circular motion. Uniform circular motion means the speed does not change. Even the body comes to this position, the speed is v only. Even the body comes to this position, the speed is v only. Anywhere else along its circular path, the speed is v only. That means along the circular path, along tangential direction of the body, tangential direction on the circular path, as there is no change in the velocity, tangential acceleration here is 0. Whenever tangential acceleration is 0, then no force acts on the body along tangential direction. Only the centripetal force acts on the body towards the center because of circular motion. That's why work done here is 0, no? Work done is equal to, as the tangential acceleration is 0, tangential force is equal to 0. These are only the two forces acts on the body while it is moving along the circular path. As it is 0, only this is the net force. This is the net force. Net force is perpendicular to the velocity of the body or direction of motion at that instant. That's why work done is 0. Fn into displacement of the body is along the direction of velocity into cos 90. That's why it is equal to 0. So in column 1, work done is 0. That in column 2 it is given at P. At P, option is at P, work done is 0 given. Okay, so AP, these two are matched. Next B. Here one block is kept on the smooth horizontal floor. This block is B, over which another block A is kept. Okay, this block move with a velocity 10 meter per second and this block move with a velocity 5 meter per second. Of course, it is very clear. Velocity of A greater than velocity of B. That is very clear. Okay, now work done by friction on block B. Is it positive or negative? Just they asked it. Here it is the rough surface. Here it is the rough. Here tell me what is the direction of the Is it here? Definitely, as this block move with a velocity 10 meter per second and it is moving with a velocity 5 meter per second, definitely it displaces over this one, over the block B. Slipping is there. Slipping of block A over the block B is there definitely. They won't move together. These two blocks A and B won't move together because its velocity is 10 and it's 5 means definitely it will move over this block B. Slipping is there. Whenever this block moves over this one, opposite to the motion of this block A, some friction acts. So on the block A, friction acts in this direction, kinetic friction. But in between the two blocks, because of friction, the upper block pushes the lower block towards them in this direction. That's why friction acts on the lower block is in this direction. So what about the work done by friction on the block B? They asked. You see, the block B move with a velocity 5 meter per second in this direction, and friction also acts on the block B in this direction. Force and displacement both are in the same direction. That's why work done on block B by the friction is positive or negative? Work done by friction on the block B, is it positive or negative? Come on, you respond from this explanation. Yeah, non-zero positive. How it is negative? On the block B, what is the work done by friction? They asked. On the block B, friction is in this direction, no? Friction is in this direction. Okay, and as the velocity of the block B also in the same direction, displacement and friction both are in the same direction. That's why work done is positive, no? Work done is positive and non-zero. Suppose this velocity is greater than this one. This velocity greater than this one. This velocity greater than this one. Okay, then the frictional force between these two acts on the lower block in this direction and upper block in this direction. That depends on the velocities. Okay, if the velocity of this one is greater than this one, this block pulls this block in this direction. At the same time, this block opposes the motion of this block in this direction. So in such case, the friction acts on the block is in this direction, and on the upper block it is in this direction. But here, as this is greater than this one, velocity of this block A is greater than this one, frictions are like this. On the block A, friction is in opposite direction. On block B, friction is in this direction, and the displacement also in the same direction. That's why work done here is positive in this case, and in this case work done is negative, no? Because the velocity is in this direction, whereas friction is in opposite direction. That's why work done is negative in this case. Here they asked what is the work done by friction on block B? They asked that is positive. Okay, so here in column 2, non-zero positive, non-zero negative, like that it is given. In Q, non-zero positive is given. So option Q is correct for this B. Option Q. So BQ, it is correct. Okay, next in C, column 1, in the point C, here there are two blocks kept one over the other like this. There are two blocks kept one over the other like this. Okay, it is the block A, block B. Here it is having 30 kg mass, it is having 10 kg mass. Here this block is pulled towards right with a force equal to 40 Newton. Okay, now they asked work done by friction on the system block A and block B is how much? Work done by friction on the system, they asked. Work done by friction on the system. System means on the block A, on the block B, they asked. First of all, you tell me, are the blocks move separately or together? Here coefficient of friction is given. Coefficient of friction here, mu is equal to 0.5. Then what is the friction? Limiting friction exists between these two. Limiting friction FL is equal to mu into normal reaction. Normal reaction means here normal reaction acts on the block is equal to N is equal to weight of this block only, no? Because weight of this block acts downwards direction. The equivalent reaction force acts on the block in upward direction. That's why normal reaction is equal to MA into Z. MA into Z. So this is equal to 0.5 into MA means 10 into Z 10. That is equal to 50 Newton, no? So limiting friction is 50 and applied force is 40. Now what about the two blocks? Are the two blocks move together or separately? Together, yeah, very good. Harshit, very good. So as applied force on the upper block is less than limiting friction, both blocks move together. when both blocks move together, displacement of both blocks are same. Displacements of both blocks are same. But here, as applied force, here force is applied on the block in this direction. Frictional force acts on the upper block in opposite direction. Frictional force acts on the upper block in opposite direction. That means in this direction. Here, which pulls this block, lower block in forward direction? The friction between these two pulls the lower block in forward direction. Here, no doubt, the system will move in this direction. Suppose after some time, the displacement of this block is S, then displacement of this block is also S, because both move together. That's why work done by friction on this block is F into S. Work done by friction on this block is F into S is opposite. That's why Fs cos 180 means minus Fs. So net work done by friction on the two blocks together. Net work done by friction on the two blocks or on the system is equal to work done on the block A by friction plus work done by block B on friction. Work done on the block A by friction is equal to minus Fs plus work done on the block B by the friction F into S plus F into S, that is equal to 0, no? So work done by friction on the system is equal to 0. Work done by friction on the system is equal to 0 because both blocks move together. And we can see in another way also. By this we can say, or in another way, here you see, whenever one block move over the surface of the other, in such case, the frictional force is the internal force. Frictional force is the internal force. That's why the net work done by internal force on the all blocks is equal to 0. The net work done by internal force on all blocks is equal to 0. That's why we got 0 only here now. Okay, right. Okay, next problem. Okay, so here option is for C. What net work done by the friction on the system is 0 means already in this case also here 0 P in the column 2 P is equal to 0. Work done by system is 0. That's why here 0. So P is correct. So CP, that is correct. Okay. Here BQ, B matches Q. Here in case of A matches P. Last one in this. In non-uniform circular motion, work done by net force is. In non-uniform circular motion, work done by net force is. Non-uniform circular motion means speed of the body moving along the circular path goes on increases. Speed of the body move along the circular path goes on changes. Maybe increase or decrease we cannot say, but changes. So in column 1, D point. In non-uniform circular motion, work done by net force. Okay. In non-uniform circular motion, you see, here suppose at certain instant, whenever the body is here, the velocity is V in this direction. Here non-uniform circular motion, that means this velocity is not constant. That's why definitely velocity changes. If the velocity goes on increase, tangential acceleration is there in this direction. If velocity goes on decrease, that is not mentioned. So if the velocity decreases, then tangential acceleration is negative. That means here along this direction, normal force or centripetal force acts towards the center. Suppose if velocity goes on increase, then tangential acceleration lies in this direction. In such case, the tangential force acts on the block in this direction. Tangential force acts on the body in this direction. The resultant of these two forces lies in this direction. Okay, net force. In this case, the angle between force and displacement at that instant, that is acute angle. That's why work done by this force is positive only, no? So in this case, positive work is done. Suppose if the velocity along the tangential direction goes on decrease, velocity along tangential direction goes on, where speed of the body moving along the circular path goes on decrease. When the speed of the body moving along the circular path goes on decrease, V decrease, then negative acceleration is there, negative tangential acceleration is there. That's why tangential force acts in opposite direction. So Ft, tangential force acts on the body in opposite direction. In this direction, if the velocity, speed of the body goes on decrease, means definitely along tangential direction, force acts on the body along tangential direction is opposite to their motion. No? That's why tangential force acts in this direction. Centripetal force is as usual. Then the resultant force is in this direction. No? In this case, the angle between displacement or velocity and this net force, that is obtuse. That's why in this case, work done is negative. Net work done is equal to work done is negative. Here work done is positive, but non-zero. No doubt some work is done. Here positive and here negative. That's why answer is either non-zero positive or non-zero negative based on the given condition. Okay, that's why option in option yes it is given like that. D, yes, it is correct. So in this way we can do the matching problems also. I will start the class at 7 o'clock only, but when I come here at 7 o'clock, just 20-30 students are there. That's why I'm waiting for 5 minutes, 5 minutes or 2 minutes like that. Okay, Madhu. Okay, Madhur. Right. Okay, I will send the link. Already I will send the link in advance. Just 1 hour before only. I will send the link daily 1 hour before. Okay. You see, all of you listen to me. Here, even I did not send the link. You just you join with the same link only, because I am conducting recurring meeting. Every day we are having the same link. Yesterday, whatever the link I sent, today also by same link we can join the class. Okay, even you do not send the link, so you join directly with the last link only. That whatever the link sent to you, that is fixed for every class. You need not get any other link unless I say holiday today. You have to join by that link at exactly sharply 7 o'clock. Okay. Yeah, meeting ID is enough. There is no password also. Okay. So I am conducting recurring meeting. Number I am telling again. I am conducting recurring meeting. Recurring meeting does not require any password. So every day with the same link only you can join the class. That's why if suppose if I send the message that today I am in leave, in that case you do not join. Okay, otherwise every day sharply at 7 o'clock you join. Vamshi Krishna, stop your video sharing. Okay, right? Next, one more problem. First, all of you see the problem. Problem number 9. All of you see the 9th problem. All of you see the 9th problem. Acceleration time graph. We are given acceleration time graph. It is a straight line passing through origin. At a time t1, acceleration of the body is a1. At a time t2, acceleration of the body is a2. These are given. Okay, work done by all the forces acting on the particle of mass m in time interval from t1 to t2. While a1, a2 are the accelerations at a time t1, t2, then the value of work done is. So in this case, from t1 to t2, what is the work done? They asked. From t1 to t2, what is the work done? They asked. Initial velocity, here the particle starts from rest. Actually in this problem, the particle initially at t is equal to 0, what is the velocity of the particle, that is not mentioned, but that must be given. So you write the velocity of the body starts from rest at t is equal to 0. At t is equal to 0, that is important. At t is equal to 0, velocity of the particle is equal to 0. That means the body starts from rest. Starts from rest. That is important point. Okay. So here we had find the work done between the time interval from t1 to t2. So all of you look at the board. Here you see the acceleration of a body varies with time according to the graph like this. It is a straight line passing through origin. Okay. Body starts from rest. That means at t is equal to 0, velocity of the body is equal to 0. Now in between time interval from t1 to t2, what is the work done on the body by all the forces or by net force? What is the work done? Of course we have to find the net work done. Okay, so to find the net work done, according to work energy theorem, already you know, according to work energy theorem, net work done by all the force on the body is equal to change in kinetic energy of a body. No, here at a time t2, suppose the velocity of the body is v2, at a time t1 velocity of the body is say v1, then change in kinetic energy means final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy. Okay, now our aim is we have to find v1 and v2, that's all. If you substitute v1 v2 here, you will get the answer. So how we can find v1 and v2? You see here, as AT graph is a straight line passing through origin, definitely it follows the y is equal to mx formula, no? Because the straight line is having positive slope. That's why from y is equal to mx formula implies you apply to this situation. Along y-axis we have taken a acceleration, that is equal to slope m into along x-axis we have taken t. What is the slope here? Where m is the slope here. A is equal to, what is the slope from the diagram? You see, suppose the angle made by the straight line with the time, this x-axis theta, then tan theta is the slope. No, tan theta is equal to opposite side means this length is equal to a1 and adjacent side is this length is equal to t1, or we can take a2 by t2 also we can write. Okay, that's why m is equal to a1 by t1, because answer is given in terms of a1 t1 only, in terms of a1 only, a2 is not there. That's why in terms of a1 only you write. So slope is equal to this length, that is equal to a1, and by adjacent side means this is equal to t1, a1 by t1 into t. This is the relation between acceleration and time. Now we need the velocity, no? Because if you know the velocity at a time t1 and at a time t2 velocity, if you know, then we can find the work done. That's why from this we need the velocity. How we can obtain? Because this acceleration is not constant, it varies continuously with the time. That's why to obtain the velocity from this equation, how we can do? Already in kinematics we have done this type number of problems based on this concept. Relation between acceleration time is given. How we can find the velocity from this? Area under the graph, yes, that is one method to find the velocity. Very good. Area under the graph, that means suppose if you want to find the velocity here at this point, area under the graph, you find that area under the graph is equal to a into t. At is equal to v minus u, know, because v is equal to u plus at. V minus u is equal to at. From that v we can calculate. That is one method. Okay, otherwise you see this acceleration can be written as acceleration a is equal to, we can write dv by dt, no? That is equal to a1 by t1 into t. So from this dv is equal to a1 by t1 into t dt. Okay, now you do integration so that you will get the velocity in terms of time now. Okay, now you see at a time t is equal to 0, velocity is 0, because at t is equal to 0 u is 0. After time t, velocity of the body is say v. Okay, now you do the integration. Integral dv means v. When you substitute the limits, you will get v. 0 to v means v only you will get, is equal to a1 by t1 is constant, you write outside. Integral t dt means t square by 2. Even if you substitute the limits, you will get this only. Therefore velocity at any time is equal to a1 by here 2t1 into t square. This is equation 3. Now at time t1, t is equal to t1, velocity is v1, that is equal to a1 by 2t1 into t means t1, t1 square, that is equal to a1 t1 by 2. Next, at time t is equal to t2, velocity is v2, vt is equal to formula a1 by 2t1 into t2 square. Okay, now we have to substitute these values here. Therefore, this is 4 in 1, because we need the work done. Work done is equal to m by 2, you take common, v2 square minus v1 square. So m by 2 into, what about v2? v2 square. v2 square means a1 square by 4 t1 square into t2 square whole square means t2 to the power of 4 minus v1 square means a1 t1 by 2 whole square means a1 square t1 square by 4. In both the terms we can take 4 t1 square, you take LCM. a1 square we can take common directly, m a1 square by 4 also we can take common. Here 2 is there, that means 8 into, you take LCM t1 square. So here already t2 to the power of 4 is there minus t1 square, here t1 square into t1 square means t1 to the power of 4. Therefore, work done W is equal to ma1 square by 8 t1 square into t2 to the power of 4 minus t1 to the power of 4. This is the work done, I think. So ma1 square by, okay, answer is given like this. Work done is equal to ma1 square by n t1 square into t2 to the power of 4 minus t1 to the power of 4. It is given like this. Then what is the n? What is the n value they asked? Yeah, very good, Nana Pingu. So what is the n value they asked? When you compare these two, n is equal to 8, no? When you compare these two, at the place of n, 8 is there. Remaining all are same. That's why n is equal to 8. This is the answer. Okay. N is equal to how, Siddharth? N is equal to 8, you will get, no? N is equal to 8. Okay, next 10th problem you do. Next in kinetic energy exercise 2. You try the 10th problem, otherwise tomorrow I will explain. Sorry, potential energy concept I did not explain so far. Tomorrow I will explain potential energy and I will say that problem. Okay. Next, in exercise 2 you see. In exercise 2, you see the problems. You see, in exercise 2, level 1, you see the first problem. In exercise 2, level 1, page number 275, problem number 1. A river of salty water is flowing with a velocity 2 meters per second. If the density of the water is 1.2 gram per cc, the kinetic energy of the each of cubic meter water. The velocity of the river is given as 2 meters per second. Density of the water is equal to 1.2 gram per cc. For each cubic meter volume, for each cubic meter, 1 cubic meter means 1 meter cube volume. Kinetic energy is how much? Okay, so now all of you look at the board. 2 point, very good, 2.4, right? Right, you see, here the velocity of the body is given. Velocity of the body is equal to 2 meters per second. Density of the water, velocity of the water is equal to 2 meters per second in a river. Density of the water is 1.2 gram per cc. The volume of the water, for volume here, for this much volume of the water, what is the kinetic energy they asked? for this much volume of the water, if they ask the kinetic energy, what is the mass for this volume of the water? Mass m is equal to, here density is equal to mass by volume now. Density is equal to mass by volume. Mass is equal to volume into density now. So while substituting the data, you check the units. Volume is given in SI system only. That's why 1 into density. 1.2 gram per cc is given. 1.2 into gram means 10 to the power of minus 3. Here see 1 gram is equal to 10 to the power of minus 3 meter kilogram. By cc means centimeter cube. That means 10 to the power of minus 6 meter cube. So kilogram per meter cube. That is equal to 1200 no? 1200 kilogram per meter cube. That means to convert the gram per cc into kilogram per meter cube, we have to multiply with 1000. That's why 1200. It is the mass. So what is the kinetic energy? 1200 Ks. So what is the kinetic energy of this amount of water they asked? So kinetic energy is equal to half m into v square. So half m means 1200 into v square means 4 no? V square is equal to 4. 2 square means 4. 2 square cancel, 2400. 2400 joule. But answer is given in kilojoule. Answer is given in kilojoule. That's why to obtain in kilojoule, we have to divide with 1000. Then we will get 2.4 kilojoule no? Because 1 kilo means 1000. So into 1000 joule. Into 1000 joule means 2400 joule only. So this can be written like this. Okay. 2.4 kilojoule. Very good. Next. Next you see. Second problem you do. Second problem you do. Third problem. All of you see the third problem. A particle is projected at 60 degree to the horizontal with a kinetic energy K. So one body is projected with a kinetic energy K at an angle of projection 60 degree. The kinetic energy at the highest point. So at the highest point, what is the kinetic energy they asked? Once in mains, they asked this problem. All of you, second problem we do. Third problem I am doing here. Okay. So you see, initially, suppose the velocity of projection is u. Then kinetic energy of the kinetic energy at the instant whenever the body is projected is given as k. That means k is equal to half mu square. No, k is equal to half mu square. It is the kinetic energy. 1. At the highest point, what is the kinetic energy they asked? At the highest point, the velocity of the body is only horizontal component of velocity. It has no vertical component of velocity. So kinetic energy at the highest point is equal to half m into velocity component along horizontal direction at the highest point. That is this one. So this is equal to half m into u square into cos square theta. Half m square can be written as k no? K into cos 60 whole square. Therefore, kinetic energy at the highest point is equal to k by 4 you will get no? Because cos 60 1 by 2 square is there. So 1 by 4. So k by 4 is the kinetic energy at the highest point. Next, fourth problem is very, very important. Fourth problem is very, very important. All of you see that problem. Fourth problem. You see fourth problem. A car moving with a velocity 72 km per hour stops engine just before ascending an inclined road. If the 25% of energy is wasted in overcoming the friction, the car rises to a height of course, it needs, I think you know the potential energy concept. You see, here a car moving with a velocity 72 km per hour stops engine just before ascending an inclined road. Okay, angle of inclination is not given, but one car initially moving with certain velocity, that velocity is given 72 kmph. Whenever it starts ascending on the inclined surface, then the engine is stopped. Then because of weight component downwards and friction, its velocity goes on decrease, and after reaching certain position, its velocity becomes 0. So then what is the maximum height rise? They asked. Whenever the velocity becomes 0, if 25% of energy is wasted in overcoming the friction, the car rises to a height of. So what is the height up to which car rises? That is the question they asked. Okay, all of you look at the board. Okay, all of you look at the board. A car moving with a velocity 72 km per hour stops engine just before just before ascending an inclined road. You see, initial velocity is this one. U is equal to 72 km per hour means 5 by 18 meter per second. So 18 fours are, so 20 meter per second. Final velocity becomes 0. So net work done in moving the body along the inclined plane upwards is known now. Net work done is equal to change in kinetic energy. So final kinetic net work done is equal to change in kinetic energy, that is final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy. Net work done means while the body moving upwards, what are the forces acts on the body? Here when the body moving upwards, weight component mg sin theta acts downwards and frictional force acts downwards. Due to these two forces, the negative work is done. That's why and before it comes to rest, the distance traveled is equal to say yes. Before comes to rest, the distance traveled is equal to say yes. Then work done is equal to how much? Here net force acts on the body downwards is equal to mg sin theta plus f or fk. Okay, it is the negative force. So net force is in downwards direction, whereas the displacement is in upward direction. That's why negative work is done. Minus net force in downwards direction to displacement, yes, before coming to rest. That is equal to final kinetic energy 0 minus initial kinetic energy half mu square. Minus minus cancel. Minus minus cancel. Okay, here. What about the work done by friction? They asked. What about the work done by friction? Here they asked. No. What is the maximum height reached? I think. If 25% of energy is wasted, sorry. Here the problem is different. Here they asked the different problem, not this one. If 25% of energy of the body is wasted to overcome the friction, the car rises to a height of. Here you see, 25% of energy is wasted to overcome the friction. Initial kinetic energy is half mu square. No. 25% of energy is wasted means 25 by 100. Wasted means remaining is 75. No. So with the 75% of kinetic energy, it rises up to this and it comes to rest here. Whenever it comes to rest here, it rises up to certain height. No. That's why it gains the potential energy. When the body rises up to certain height against the gravity in upward direction, then some work is done against the gravity. Such work done against the gravity is stored in the body as the gravitational potential energy. That potential energy is equal to mgh. So h they asked. Cancel. So here 25 3s are 25 4s are into 1 by 2 into u square. U means 20 square, 20 into 20 is equal to g means 10 into h. So here 10 2s are 2 cancel, 4 5s are. So h is equal to 15 meter now. The height up to which the body rises is equal to 50 meter. So when the body is raised up to a height h by external force, then work done is equal to mgh. Work done by gravity is minus mgh. Work done by applied force is equal to plus mgh. Okay. Right. Next, one more problem. Next, you see, seventh problem we'll do. Sixth problem you do. Seventh problem I will do here. You read, all of you read the seventh problem. All of you read the seventh problem. A ball is projected vertically down with an initial velocity from a height of 20 meter onto a horizontal floor. During the impact, it loses 50% of energy and rebounds to the same height. The velocity of the projection is dash. Okay. One body is projected downwards. One body is projected downwards with a velocity u. A ball is projected vertically down with some initial velocity from a height of 20 meter. So h1 is equal to 20 meter. Okay, then during the impact, that means whenever it makes collision with the ground, it loses 50% of energy and rebounds to the same height. It rebounds to the same height. H2 is equal to 20 meter. Then what about the velocity of projection they asked? Here, first of all, whenever the body is here, what is the total energy of the body? Whenever the body is at a height h1, it is having potential energy, and as the body is thrown downwards with a velocity u, it is having kinetic energy. Total energy of the body is equal to mg into h1 plus kinetic energy half mu square. It is the total energy. Here, whenever the body makes collision with the ground, it loses 50% of its energy. Actually, whenever the body is here, it is having total energy, this one. Before making collision also, whenever the body comes down, its velocity goes on increase, but that height decreases. That means potential energy decreases and kinetic energy increases, but total energy remains constant. Of course, we have to discuss the law of conservation of energy principle. Okay, it is the total energy of the body anywhere else while coming down or going upwards. But whenever it makes collision with this ground, with this energy, it loses 50% of its energy. That means loss of energy is 50%. Then what is the remaining energy? 50% is the remaining energy. Suppose if the loss of energy is 25%, then energy remained is 75. With that 75% of energy, it rebounds. So this is the energy with which it rebounds. Then with this energy, whenever it rebounds, then as long as the body goes upwards, its velocity goes on decrease, and after rises the same height h2, its velocity becomes 0. That's why at this height h2, it is having only potential energy mg h2. Okay, now it is 2 times. Therefore, mg h1 plus half mu square is equal to 2 mg h2. In all terms, we can cancel m. Take LCM. Then 2z h1 plus u square is equal to 4z h2, or u square is equal to 8z h. Since h1 is equal to h2, we can write h1. Instead of h2 also you write h1 only. So, sorry, 2z h1. So 4g h2 minus 2g h1 means 2g h1 you will have. So you substitute the data. 2 into g10 into h1 is 20. It is u square. Therefore, u is equal to 20, no? 20 meter per second. So velocity with which the body is projected is 20 meter per second. That is the answer. Okay. So you do the problems in practice sheet. You do the problems in practice sheet today. Tomorrow we'll discuss one more concept, and I will explain some more problems. You have to do okay. Already I said yesterday some problems I asked you to do, so you complete them. And in page number exercise 2, page number 294, you note down the problem. In exercise 2, page number 24. In exercise 2, page number 294, problem number 1, 2, up to 7. 1 TO2 7 you do. Next in level 2, 1, 2, 3 you do. 1, 2, 3 you do. Remaining problems you can do tomorrow. Okay, right. If possible, I will send some problems in previously asked questions, mains and advanced. I will send them, so you can do those problems also. Okay. Tomorrow I will explain potential energy. Okay. Here in this problem, after collision, it rises up to a height h2 and comes to rest. That means here it rises up to velocity. Whenever velocity becomes 0, up to that it rises. So when it rises up to a height of h2 means velocity becomes 0. As it is at this height, it is having potential energy plus kinetic energy means as the velocity is 0, potential energy, kinetic energy is 0. That's why total energy is this only. Here, whenever it makes collision with this one, it rebounds, it loses 50%. So rebounds with with energy 50% of total energy. No? Here this 50% of total energy, with this 50% of total energy, whenever it rebounds, then it rises up to a height so that this total energy is converted into potential energy. According to conservation of energy principle. Okay, tomorrow I will explain conservation of energy principle, everything. Okay, right. Okay, I'm leaving. Have a nice day. I'm signing out now. Yeah, I will upload in YouTube.